4 people are now charged with first-degree murder in the shooting death of Chicago police officer Areanah Preston. Police say the group had been on a crime spree before killing the officer. Fox 32's Joni Lum joins us live from police headquarters with the latest. Joni?
Hello, Sylvia. Investigators had to work through their sorrow, and they say that community involvement helped them to make arrests and stop a crime spree that victimized women alone before it ended with the fatal shooting of Officer Preston. The offenders are teens: 19-year-old Travell Breland, 19-year-old Joseph Brooks, 18-year-old Jaquan Buchanan, and a 16-year-old male. Police say at least 2 of them shot at Officer Areanah Preston when she was returning home from work at 1:42 a.m. Saturday. Police say the 4 offenders were traveling in a stolen red Kia, and they were looking for people to victimize. They allegedly committed multiple crimes before ambushing Officer Preston.
As Officer Preston was returning home from her tour of duty early Saturday morning, 4 offenders pulled up in a stolen vehicle. The offenders quickly exited the vehicle and ran towards Officer Preston while armed. An offender fired at Officer Preston, who returned fire. The offenders continued to shoot Officer Preston, and offenders stole Officer Preston's weapon before all offenders fled the scene in a stolen vehicle.
Her last arrest that evening, even the arrestee, once finding out the news of what had happened, she wept. But that speaks to credit of Officer Preston.
Commander Pendarvis says that the charges put police on a path to heal from the loss of this star officer if they can ever get over their grief. The officer's weapon was stolen. It has not been recovered. That stolen car was set on fire, and those 4 offenders are going to be in bond court at this hour. Reporting live at police headquarters, I'm Joni Lum. Back to you.
All right.
She did not deserve this. That's what friends and family are saying about Chicago police officer Areanah Preston, who was shot and killed over the weekend.
Tributes to Preston are all over social media this afternoon. CBS 2's Marissa Perlman is live at Loyola School of Law, where Officer Preston was set to graduate. Marissa?
Well, Jim and Maria, just 24, Areanah Preston was set to graduate with her master's from the School of Law here this coming Saturday. Although she had just ended her shift, her death is now being ruled as killed in the line of duty, and her funeral will come with full service honors.
Officer Areanah Preston's last post on Instagram just 2 days before she was shot and killed outside her home in Avalon Park. Here, pictured in her cap and gown, ready to celebrate her graduation from Loyola University with a Master's of Jurisprudence from the College of Law. She graduated, too, in 2019 with a bachelor's degree in criminal justice and law enforcement administration from Illinois State University. She went to UIC College Prep for high school. Alumni staff there say she was a beloved student, a cheerleader, a student leader, and a spirit of light by those who knew her. On social media, a friend describes her as a humble, dedicated, helpful, sophisticated soul. This loss hits home for the wife of Chicago's top officer, a former police officer herself, Supervisor Saida Carter. She coached Officer Preston's high school cheerleading team. Too upset to speak on camera, but in a message she writes, "I did everything I could to always keep the police in a positive light with the kids. My heart is hurting. My children spent time with this beautiful young lady, but I'm also angry." The officer of 3 years had just completed her shift in the 5th District on the far south side and was heading home at the time of the shooting. The Chicago Police Department now confirming Officer Preston was killed in the line of duty. She will have a full honors funeral.
Officer Preston's family tells us they are not yet ready to talk about her death. Her funeral information is not yet available. We do know there will be a balloon release in her honor at the 5th District Police Station tomorrow at 6 o'clock. We're live at Loyola. Marissa Perlman, CBS 2 News.
Thank you, Marissa.
Good morning. Today is Thursday. It's May 11th. The year is 2022. It's a beautiful day. I'm outside on the front porch. Well, I'm outside on the deck. You hear the birds chirping in the background. Beautiful day. Grayson and Ginger are missing in action. They're over there eating their breakfast on the other side of the house. Wow. Very disturbing that 4 young black men decide to rob, shoot, and kill a black woman in full uniform. She's getting off from work. They thought she was a police officer, and that didn't deter them at all. And these were teenagers. Chicago got some hellified shit going on in that city there. No respect to this woman's life. It makes you wonder, did they not like the fact that she was a police officer? Y'all couldn't pay me cash money to live in any urban city around you heathens and your children. I don't be around. You know, I've learned something. One thing I've learned in my 53 years of living on planet Earth, stay away from you niggas and your fucked up ass kids. I mean, be bothered with your ignorant ass children. They murderers, monsters, heathens. Destroying communities, killing people. I'll keep my black ass out of Niggerville. No, thank you. I don't even give a damn. They do giving away houses in Niggerville. I ain't moving over there. These niggas crazy. I don't know much about Chicago where this officer was killed at around the area. Maybe some of you all who watched the videos would know more about the area which she lost her. I don't know if if it was a bad area or a safe area. So I don't know the area, but I do know this. The neighborhood I live in out in this area is called Smoke Rise. We don't have any type of public transportation out here. There are no apartments, no condominiums, it's all houses. When they built this community, this community was considered rather far out from the city of Atlanta because they didn't have highways. Now they built a couple of highways. A lot of people don't know this community exists, kind of tucked away in DeKalb County. No MARTA, no buses, no apartments. They have a police training facility up the street from my home. So there's a lot of police in this area. But I have yet seen, I know my neighbors have seen any type of crime taking place over here. Shootings, killings, robberies, burglaries, break-ins, none of that. I've talked to my neighbors, they said it's relatively always quiet in this community, because a lot of people don't know this community exists. Now, flash forward to Atlanta in the city of Buckhead. The city of Atlanta is an area called Buckhead. Everybody knows Buckhead. And the crime is just rapidly off the chain because when criminals are going to commit a crime, they go to an area where they could possibly be successful at going to get what they want to get. Many times they want to get guns, they want to steal guns or steal stuff out of people's cars. They stole this police officer's guns. They stole her gun. The thing that's shocking me is that these little kids think they were going to get away with this shit. They really think that them officers in Chicago police were not going to find their asses. Now I wish they take them damn kids and put them in front of a public shooting squad and shoot them dead right there in front of the entire city of Chicago. I really wish there was a way that we could, if you are caught doing a violent crime, such as what these young men did, you should be shot dead in a public square for people to see. That's how I feel. And it's starting to get, y'all, last night I went out to the gym. I go to the gym called Lifetime Fitness. I went in there, I worked out, and I noticed it was getting late. And I was having a great workout too, y'all. I know it was getting close to 10 o'clock. I said, oh shit, I want to go by the grocery store. I want to go by Kroger and grab something to eat on my way home. I made a delicious steak. I'm not vegetarian over here. I grabbed me a steak up in I made some fried okra, and I made some spinach. Now, I noticed it was getting late, and I was standing in Lifetime Fitness. They closed at midnight. I said, I better get my ass on back Kroger, and all my ass towards the house. So the couple of choices, I had a couple of Krogers to choose from. I chose the Kroger where the white folks shop at, and they got armed security there. I said, go over here with these white folks. I ain't going to the Niggerville. Nowhere in hell you gonna catch me in certain areas around you heathen ass niggas. And y'all wild ass children. Bunch of fucking heathens. It's shocking that these kids did this woman. And just unbelievable. The fact that these kids come out here every night looking for victims to shoot, rob, shoot, and kill is tragic. But anyway, I got my ass in that Kroger, grabbed my little steak and some veggies, and I picked up something else in there last night. Oh, some detergent. Lord knows we go through detergent over here. Like, that detergent high as hell. They might buy them Tide Pods and shit be expensive. Oh, Lord. But these my underwear do come out clean. But anyway, I wish it was some cheaper detergent to use. When I first heard about this story, I was in the Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. And when you're traveling, it's kind of hard to get current news. You kind of get bits and pieces here and there. But that one was shot when they found her dead in Chicago. Shot dead. I was like, well, at first I thought it was domestic violence at first. I thought, okay, they're gonna find her ex-boyfriend or something like that. He didn't kill her ass. But then I found it was these teenagers. I was like, what in the fucking world? What was that all about? And it kind of broke my heart. Because, you can't. Whenever I'm out and about, like last night when I left that gym, I put my foot on that gas pedal and tore down North Druid Hills Road. I do not, and that part of town is relatively safe. I'm lucky because I've had, over the years, I've had a couple of issues here 20 years ago. But I tend to watch my surroundings. When I'm driving, I drop that phone. I pay attention to my surroundings. I race down them highways and byways and streets with the intention of getting home alive, because I know them heathens out there will kill you if you're not paying attention. Now, when I get home, I don't be sitting on my home till I open up the garage door and get my ass in this damn house. That's what I do. And for those of you who watched the video yesterday, the plumber came out, fixed the leak. What we had was a old house recirculator, which should have been removed back when we were doing the renovation process. And it finally just rusted out, and the pipe broke, and water flooded parts of the basement. No damage to anything other than Christmas decorations and stuff like that, stuff that should have been moved to higher ground in the first place. And I told Earl, I said, this stuff probably don't need to be here, because if anything happened, this shit gonna get destroyed. And sure as shit stank, it did. I told him to put this shit higher in a storage. We have a storage facility in the rear of this house. I told him to stick it in there. Nigga don't listen to me. Yeah, nigga don't listen to anything. I'm gonna do another video about that. But anyway, I'm so careful of my surroundings when I'm in the city of Atlanta. I watch everything and everyone because I don't trust nobody. I don't trust anyone. I know people can be crazy. I just don't trust anyone. I just don't. These people will kill you for no reason. That officer didn't have to get killed that night for nothing. They took her, then they ended up the rest of their lives in prison. Did you see when they showed those pictures? I thought, oh wow, this is the roughest group of teenagers I ever saw in my entire life. They look 30 and 40 years of age. Chicago is kind of a rough place. I don't think I can live there. That ain't no better. That's why I don't live in the city of Atlanta no more. I'm trying to run my ass up out of here. I had this dream I want to move to Miami, but the more I do my research on Miami, the more I say I don't think that's going to happen. Because I get $80 million to live in one of them high rises way above the riffraff. I haven't been bothered. I'm going to do a video about this diet pill computerol because I've lost all this weight. And a lot of you all were asking what it was, so I am going to do a video about that when I finish this video. This officer who lost her life, beautiful young lady, only 24 years of age, doing a job that she wanted to do, a career that she possibly wanted to do, probably loved to do. Yeah, we gotta have black police officers. We got to. Gotta have some black police officers. Gotta have black men and women working as police officers. What they did to that officer, I hope they give them niggas the electric chair. I hope they give them niggas the fucking electric chair. I don't even know if Chicago still has the death penalty. They need to use it. Areanah Preston was her name. 24 years of age. And it saddens me that happened to that young woman. And I hope they beat the crap out of them damn heathens. I hope they beat the crap out of them. I was trying to find an article about her. But you saw the news report, you read the date, you pretty much saw. She was a young woman, 24 years, about to graduate from college with a master's degree. And now life has been taken away by a bunch of heathens, some teenagers who had no respect for anyone's life, who went out that night specifically to rob women. I don't know what the hell going on in Chicago, but I know I'll be getting the fuck up out of here. I don't want to live in communities where there are too many black folks. I don't give a damn what y'all think about that. I just don't. These niggas are crazy today. Their children bad, the parents bad, the whole damn, all this shit is just totally fucked up. I don't want to be around it. Now, this is going to be a short video on my side because it's another video. I want you all to continue to watch the rest of that interview. Y'all better be careful out there. I know y'all love these black folks. I have friends that love going around black folks, going to parties and clubs and events. I say, you better get a gun. Y'all be around too many niggas for me. You better have your gun. Y'all like being around these heathens, you better have you a motherfucking gun because they strapped and loaded and you better be too or you gonna be in trouble. I don't know what that officer was doing that night when she got out that car, but she wasn't paying attention to her surroundings. Because had she been paying attention to them heathens, she would have grabbed her gun and started blasting away at them motherfuckers. Pay attention to y'all. Y'all can't be on these phones and talking and just, you gotta put that shit down. I put that phone down and pay attention to my surroundings wherever I go. I am telling y'all, I have learned to just, my head be on swivel back and forth, watching everybody. I don't trust nobody. These niggas crazy today. You'll lose your life trusting you, thinking everything's okay. It'd be foolish for me to pull up to this house and think, oh, everything's funky door and open up the garage and just be out there, blah, 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 blah. Oh, no. I pull that garage and close that fucking door. I ain't no fool. This house will be lit up like a Christmas tree. My neighbor said, your electrical bill must be high. I said, $1,000 a month. I'm going to pay it to keep these lights on over here and keep this house bright, lit up like a Christmas tree so them heathens won't run up in here. But if they do run up in here, they're not coming out alive. Because I'm aiming for their fucking head. I just hope they don't mess up my walls with their blazing splatter. Hey, officer, can y'all get their brains off my wall before y'all leave tonight and kick their bodies up out of here? That's what I'm aiming for, their fucking head and to kill. Run up in here, they're going to be in for a treat. There's a big ass house too, and I got a lot of hiding spots, honey. They be running around trying to get out of here. I'm gonna make sure them doors locked. You come in here, you need a key to get out. You ain't get down, nigga. Until they carry your body out. I ain't playing with these heathens. I learned that a long time ago. You want on inside your house, you gotta have a key to get in and a key to get out. So once they get in, they can't get out unless they jump out a window. And prayerfully, I won't ever have no situation like that. I've never had any issue. In all the homes I've lived in, the houses, I've never had a problem with a burglary or a break-in, and I've lived in Atlanta for 30-something odd years. But I do turn them lights on, honey, and it'd be great. You be like, you put my people say, oh shit, what the fuck is the sun up there? Yeah, to every house I had, I put floodlights on. Child, when I tell you this house lit up like a Christmas tree. In fact, one of these lights went on like mirror this house. Let me get this man over here to fix this damn light and figure out why this light ain't working. Let me get it fixed. Light it up. You fuck about pay out Georgia Power and no auto pay. Pay it. I need lights over there to keep these heathens from around my house. They ain't gonna run up on no well lit up house, dark house. Yeah, this house be lit up like a Christmas tree. Trust me, y'all. I'm taking some pictures. Y'all see this house at nighttime. Lights all over the damn place. Driveway, back way, sideways, under the deck, all over the place. Ain't no darkness around here. For a reason. I don't know what that officer's doing when she got off from work that night in Chicago. But she wasn't paying close attention to her surroundings. She just wasn't. Because had she been paying attention, she would have blew them motherfucking niggas straight to hell where they needed to be. Anyway, I'm going to play the rest of this. I'm going to put the rest of this interview here. I want y'all to watch that. It was a tragic story. Young, beautiful black woman trying to do something positive with her life. And here come these heathens, 4 black teenagers. Unbelievable. But I believe it, because it happens every day. Anyway, today is Thursday, it's May 11th, year is 2023. And I'll be back with about the computer room. I'm going to talk about that diet pill I was taking.
Breaking news right now, the Chicago Police Department holding a news conference on the murder of Officer Areanah Preston, who was killed early Saturday morning.
We expect to hear police announce criminal charges in that case. They're about to get started, so let's listen in.
Good morning. Thank you all for coming. We're here today to announce charges in the tragic murder of our fallen hero, Officer Areanah Preston. She was a beloved daughter, sister, and friend who wanted to make a difference in this world. Those who knew her would tell you that that's exactly what she did. She wanted to help create a better future for Chicago, but the incomprehensible actions of 4 offenders took that future from her, and the loss to this city is tremendous. Trevor Breland, age 19, Joseph Brooks, also age 19, Jaquan Buchanan, age 18, and a 16-year-old juvenile who will also be charged as an adult, have all been charged with first-degree murder for the killing of Areanah Preston, who was just 24 years old. The offenders will also be charged with multiple counts, including armed robbery, arson, burglary, possession of a stolen motor vehicle, and unlawful use of a weapon. These individuals were out looking for victims in the overnight hours of Friday into Saturday morning and are connected to multiple robberies and a motor vehicle theft earlier that morning, leading up to the murder of Officer Preston. As Officer Preston was returning home from her tour of duty early Saturday morning, 4 offenders pulled up in a stolen vehicle. The offenders quickly exited the vehicle and ran towards Officer Preston while armed. An offender fired at Officer Preston, who returned fire. The offenders continued to shoot Officer Preston, and an offender stole Officer Preston's weapon before all offenders fled the scene in a stolen vehicle. An officer from the 4th District was responding to a call of a traffic crash when he discovered Officer Preston. This officer immediately rendered aid and drove Officer Preston to the hospital, where she was pronounced. I'd like to take this time to ask that everyone keeps this officer and all the responding officers that day in your prayers as they process the trauma that they experienced. I want to thank the community for its help in bringing closure to and justice to Areanah, and thanks to our detectives from Area 2 and the officers who worked tirelessly to identify and apprehend these individuals. Through the grief of losing a fellow CPD officer, they worked their investigation to bring justice to Areanah and her family. I also want to thank our federal partners, including ATF and FBI, who's represented here today by Christopher Amon, Special Agent in charge of the ATF, and Daenerys Coleman, Assistant Special Agent in charge of the FBI, who offers support and resources throughout this investigation. I also wanted to acknowledge Cook County State's Attorney's Office, who's represented here today by Chief Deputy Assistant State's Attorney Thora Martin, for working with us. To all of our community members who have supported and shown kindness in the wake of this heartbreak, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. I ask that everyone continue to pray for Areanah's family and as they navigate this world without her. While we know this does not ease the pain, we hope that knowing the people responsible for her murder have been caught and brings a small measure of peace to them. Though Areanah is not physically here with us, her spirit and service of kindness will forever carry on, and we will never forget her. Right now, I'd like to bring up the Commander of the 5th District, Commander Tyrone Pendarvis. Tyrone?
Sir. How you doing today? My name is Commander Tyrone Pendarvis of the 5th District, and I came to speak on Areanah Preston. No one can argue that Areanah Preston was a star, a rising boss on this job. When I think back on the time that we met, I was new in my role as a commander, and in passing, she made her presence known by demanding I acknowledge her by saying, "Hi, Commander, hi, Commander." At that affected me because even after that, she continued to acknowledge her presence with me. Her last arrest that evening, even the arrestee, once finding out the news of what had happened, she wept. But that speaks to the credit of Officer Preston, because she connected with everyone. She made everybody, she was empathetic to everyone's problems, regardless on what role they were in, as far as arresting officer or arrestee. Everyone came to contact with her was affected by this news, and she will truly be missed. I'm grateful to Preston. I'm grateful for Officer Preston, her family, the 5th District, the City of Chicago, and this department that justice was served, or as far as these individuals being arrested. These charges won't bring Areanah back, but at least it'll put us on a journey to get over this loss. Not as if we will ever get over the loss. But from day forward, we vow to always honor the brave officer, extraordinary person of Police Officer Areanah Preston. Thank you.
I'd like to have
Thank you, Superintendent. First of all, on behalf of ATF, we want to send our sincere condolences to the family, friends, and colleagues of Officer Preston and the entire Chicago Police Department. This tragic violence is unacceptable here in the great city of Chicago. Our law enforcement partnerships will not allow this to continue, and these charges today represent the efforts of the collaboration among the men and women of CPD, ATF, FBI, the State's Attorney's Office, and the citizens of Chicago. I've directed every ATF resource available to investigate the crimes not only charged today, but resources to assist CPD in solving firearm violence affecting Chicago each and every day. And finally, ATF and our partners will honor Officer Preston's memory by focusing our resources on investigating prolific, violent gun offenders with a sense of urgency that is so desperately needed to prevent another tragedy. Thank you very much.
Chris. Right now, we'll take any general questions you have. If I can't answer, Chief Orsetti from the Detective Division will answer, or anyone else on the dais here.
Joni Lum from Fox 32. It seemed like you were able to move quickly on this. Was it previous investigative information or a community tip that helped turn this for detectives?
A combination of all the above. We got community input and support with some information, but also great work by Area 2 Detective Division in following up. They did a tremendous job in piecing this together. But it was a combination of both.
Morning, Superintendent Sam Charles from the Tribune. Could you say if the suspects were charged today, if they had been involved in any other incidents in and around the area prior to Officer Preston's shooting?
That morning, they had committed several other armed robberies and a motor vehicle theft.
All within the same general area or more spread out?
It was spread out across several districts, but within that morning's time frame just prior to.
Thank you.
GN, I just wanted to ask, had at least, well, I've been told at least 2 of those suspects had active warrants out for other incidents. Can you kind of speak? Other 2 suspects had warrants as well, and what their previous.
They were currently, they did have juvenile arrest warrants.
And then my other question is, you said that the 16-year-old adult, are we able to get his name? Car that was involved, you said it was.
Yes, I'll leave that to Chief Rossetti.
The vehicle that was stolen and used in the commission of this offense was taken on the 4700 block of South Indiana at approximately 12:45 a.m. on the morning of Saturday, May 6th.
Taken like an hour before this happened?
Yes.
Thank you.
The stolen vehicle was a red Kia Forte.
Superintendent Patrick Smith from WBEZ. Can you say anything more about what the alleged offenders here did after the shooting of Officer Preston?
It's still an active investigation with some details to be cleared up, so I don't want to get all into that, if you would.
Could you say what happened to the officer's gun that was taken? The proffer suggests it may have been sold by the offenders. Do you have that weapon recovered at this point?
We are investigating this incident as involving the weapon being stolen at the time that the offense was committed, and we have not recovered Officer Preston's weapon at this time.
I know a lot has been said about the shot spotter alert that came in with 9 rounds. What was the issue here? Was there a backlog? Did this go to the bottom of the list? Is there an investigation internally into what happened?
We looked at, but I'll have Chief McDermott come up and give me an answer.
Morning, everybody. I don't think it's appropriate at this time for me to comment on our gunshot detection technology or response times, but I'll be more than happy to get with anybody offline through News Affairs to answer your questions, go through a timeline if you want. You know, this is a time we should be focusing on grieving and offering our thoughts and prayers to the Preston family and being there for Areanah's friends and fellow Chicago police officers. You know, this is a terribly tragic incident, and I don't believe we should be placing blame on anyone other than squarely on the backs of the 4 offenders who are discharged with murder.
Interim Superintendent Carter, I'm Suzanne Lemignot with CBS 2 News. Question regarding something you mentioned. You said that the officer that responded rendered aid and he was responding to a traffic crash. Did I understand that correctly? And if that is correct, did her Apple Watch alert dispatch? Did it call 911 to say that she was in a traffic crash? And is that why you responded there?
That is the alert, yes.
And just to follow up on Mr. McDermott, any response that you have regarding the time that it took to get there with Apple Watch and just the shot spotter alert?
Good morning, Sue. Michelle Gallardo with ABC7. I have a couple of questions for you. You say that at the time there were the 4 offenders that are now presumably charged that exited the vehicle. Were all 4 of them armed, and did all 4 of them discharge their weapons?
I will leave that up to Chief Rossetti, but right now it's just...
We know that at least 3 of the 4 offenders exited the vehicle, and we believe that at least 2 of the offenders fired their weapon.
Do we know which ones?
This is still an ongoing investigation. We don't have that specific information right now for you.
Okay. And my second question is, we had information earlier that there were 2 women that had been arrested as well at the time, and that they may not have been charged in exchange for them testifying. Is this correct? Or what can you tell us about these 2 women that had been arrested as well?
A lot of work was done throughout the course of this investigation, as I think everyone has acknowledged, and that included doing a lot of interviewing and with several people taken into custody. The only thing that we're able to focus on right now are the 4 offenders that we're discussing who were charged and who are accountable for this murder.
Oh, I'm sorry, one last thing. The vehicle, you said it was a red Kia. What happened to that vehicle? Where was it located?
That vehicle was located on approximately the 7200 block of South Roads. It was involved in a car fire at approximately 2 a.m. on the same morning, approximately 20 minutes after everything happened. We believe it to be an intentional car fire.
Because that's the arson charge, right? Okay. Amy Jacobson, AM 560 WIND. Was Officer Preston in uniform when she was fatally shot? She was. Okay.